In this week's episode of Productivity Mastery Series, I want to talk to you about your North Star. Now, what is your North Star? Your North Star is the direction in which you are going. Now, hopefully, if you're watching this episode, you have already established pretty much where or what your North Star is. Now, this is basically where you want your life to go, what you want to be doing in the future, how you want to be living your life, where you want to be living, what kind of car you're driving. All these things come into your North Star. It's your vision of the future as you see it. Now, one of the reasons why it's so important for you to take the time it needs to establish your North Star, your purpose in life, what you really want to achieve, is because decision making after that becomes so easy. Now, I get a lot of emails from app companies asking me to review their apps. And I can say no very easily because I do not want my YouTube channel to be an app review service. I don't review apps. Sure, I do a lot of work on Todoist and I do a lot of work on Evernote, and occasionally from time to time I do show you the apps that I'm using to get my work done. So I've done videos on Text Expander, I've done videos on Ulysses, but I use those apps every day. I paid a subscription for those apps, or I bought those apps because I use them, and I'm more than happy to talk about apps that I use on a regular basis. But I don't do reviews of apps. That's not what this channel is about. It's not my long-term goal. I don't want to be an app reviewer. So it's very easy for me to say no because I can run it through any requests I get related to that. I can run it through my filter of what I want this channel to be, what I want my blog to be, what I want my podcast to be. And I can say no. Basically, my purpose is to help you guys become better organized and more productive. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to help you to build in your goals for your life into your productivity system so that every single day you're moving closer and closer to your goals, your purpose, your North Star. So when you've established that North Star, when you've really taken the time to figure out exactly what it is you want to achieve in your life, making decisions about your future, making decisions about almost anything in life becomes so easy. But there is something else that becomes very easy too. What also happens is the trivialities of life that often bothers a lot of people just doesn't bother you anymore because it's just trivial. It doesn't matter because it has no impact on where you want to go, where you are going, because you're very aware of what your North Star is. Now, it's very easy for me to tell you, go find your North Star and start living your life and start achieving it. Yeah, sure, that's very easy to say. But the reality is, discovering what your North Star is actually very, very difficult. It took me a long time to figure out what my North Star was. But once I established it, wow, I had to make a few adjustments to my life. I had to change the kind of work I was doing because I knew that the job that I was doing at the time wasn't going to take me in the direction that I wanted to go. So I did a lot of adjusting over a few years, but I am still very much now on track. In fact, I'm well on track to achieving the things that I want to achieve because my North Star is incredibly bright and it's dragging me every single day towards where I want to be. So the question is, how do you establish what your North Star is? Now, one of the things that I did recently with one of my language students was I just asked her, says, well, okay, think about where do you want to be in 10 years' time? What do you want to be doing in 10 years' time? Not just in your career, although that is important, but where do you want to be living? How do you want to wake up in the morning? And then I asked this very, very simple but very powerful question. What would you be doing if you were waking up every single morning with a great big smile on your face? So what kind of lifestyle, what kind of work, what kind of house would you be living? What kind of friends would you have for you to wake up every single morning with a smile on your face? Now, I actually did this about 5 or 6 years ago. And I just imagined waking up in the morning to the sound of the sea outside my bedroom window. And that kind of led my mind to thinking, well, how would that happen? I thought, well, okay, I would have these patio windows, or these French windows as we call them, in my bedroom. I could walk out in the morning, walk out onto the balcony, and I would be able to see the ocean. And that's why I could hear the ocean when I woke up in the morning. And I imagined like having this gorgeous white linen and this wonderful white pale or curtains. And I thought, whoa. And I remember telling my wife about this, and my wife said, I think about that too. And eventually we ended up converging our North Stars. And in terms of where we want to live, my wife and I are incredibly focused on where we want to move in the next 5 to 10 years. I need to be living in Seoul right now because of my work, but I am now transitioning my work so that I don't have to live in a big city. I am moving away from that, making my business more online so that I could live anywhere. And we have an idea about where we want to live. And it all started from that one question. When I wake up in the morning, what would I be doing that would be putting a smile on my face every day? And of course, there's more to it than just where I'm living. It's kind of the work that I'm doing. What kind of work would I be doing? Where would I be working? All these sort of things came into it, and it all started evolving in my mind. And now I am incredibly focused on exactly where I want to be in 10 years' time. Actually, it's not 10 years now for me. It's about 6, because I did this about 5 or 6 years ago. So I am very, very clear about where I wanted to be. But before that, I had a kind of idea about what I wanted to be doing in terms of my career. And I know that the one thing that I've always enjoyed doing is helping people to improve their lives. That's something I've always enjoyed doing. I remember when I was even in my 20s, just being able to help somebody gave me such an incredible buzz. It gave me such an incredible feeling. So the core was always there, helping people. And I never did medicine, and yes, I did law, but law didn't feel like I was really helping people, not in the way that I wanted. And it was only when I started teaching English in Korea that I really realized that yes, helping people one-on-one to improve their lives, that is what I wanted to do. So my North Star is incredibly bright now. I know exactly what I want to be doing. I know exactly where I want to be living in the future, what I want to be doing, how I want to be helping people. It all became very clear. And now, whenever I have to make a decision, it's so easy. It always runs through the filter of, will this help me achieve my ultimate goal? Will this allow me to help many people? If the answer is no, then I can say no very easily. But what I've found is if you're not clear about your North Star, if you're not very aware of what you really want to achieve in your life, it becomes really difficult to say no, because you think, oh, I might be missing an opportunity. I might be missing an opportunity. So you say yes to everything. And that brings a load of problems into your life, because that's why we always feel overwhelmed. That's why we have too much work to do, because we're just so afraid of missing out on an opportunity. But once you've got yourself absolutely clear about where you want to go, how you want to live in the future, then you can say no a lot easier, and you're more than happy to miss out on other distracting opportunities. Okay, I hope this has given you some ideas for thinking. I mean, for me, I've actually thought 10 years and 20 years into the future. I've even thought about how I would like to spend my later years in my life. I basically know that I do not ever want to retire. There may come a time when I can't do these videos. There may come a time when I can't do my workshops or presentations, and that's fine. I can spend my days writing, but I never ever want to retire. I've become incredibly clear about what I want to do with my life, and boy, does that change things. That really gives you clarity, focus, and basically happiness every single day. It's an amazing feeling, and it's something I just want for you guys to be able to discover. Where is that North Star? Make sure you find it, because once you found it, you feel so much relief, so much happy, so much joy in your life that none of those trivialities that upset so many people will ever bother you. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this video. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw and you would like to learn more about becoming better organized and more productive, then get yourself enrolled in my free beginner's guide to creating your own COD system. And if you'd like to learn more about how I can help you, then visit my website at carlpullein.com. All the details are in the show notes below.